Good afternoon, everybody. You are most welcome in the visit destination. Today topic is the people are saying throughout the world that in India, they're increasing the intolerance. Many Western politicians and many Western thinkers are so laymen, they don't know what is the Islam and its intolerance. This is why they never criticized the Islamic intolerance but criticized the Hindu terrorism, a new word invented by these so called communists and the so called Islamic jihadists. You know, the communist is even worse than the Islamic doctrine because the society of communism is the dead society. There is no rights for the peoples, though the government is only blood sucking of the people, as in China or in Russia or anywhere in the communist country. And same position in the Islamic countries, because the theology or the doctrine of communism and the Islam is the same alike. There is dictatorship in the Islam and the communism. And this is why this is the propaganda of the communist and Islamic people which are united all over the universe. And they are screaming the topic of intolerance of India. But this is not correct. This is not truth. Truth is that the majority of Indian society, that is Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, and even Christians, are victimized of the Islamic jihadist terrorism. Because according to Islam, there is no concept of brotherhood in between Kafirs and non-Muslims. And this is why the only nation which was divided on the basis of the religion, that is India, which was divided by the so-called coward politicians of Congress also in the West, they are in vested interest because the Nehru wanted to took the PM's ownership while the Sardar Patel was the very right person and the very right choice by the majority of the congressmen. So that is the past of the history of the Indian society. The country divided into two parts, the Pakistan and the India. That is Hindustan or Bharatvarsh. But in 1972, Bangladesh was also separated from the Pakistan. If the religion was so concrete or plaster of Paris to unite the two parts of the eastern Pakistan, West Pakistan, then why the Bangladesh was divided, being the majority of the Islam? This is why we have to think what is the tolerance and the intolerance. In Quran, many verses, just as Al-Tawbah 9:5 says, after Ramzan, kill the kafirs. I am not saying the verses as it is, but I am saying the extract of that verses. You can kill the kafir in the name of the Islam because kafir does not believe in Mikhail, Jibrail, Jesus, Isa, Quran, and Muhammad. This is not the dictatorship of Islam. Yes, because before Islam there was no such type of the events which are occurring in the India, almost all the part of the world. The Islamic jihadists killed the Sami Patel. In India, the Kamlesh Kumar Tiwari in Lucknow. Now the Kishan Bhai Bharwar was murdered in Dhandu in Gujarat. And so many. Mr. Chandan Gupta was also murdered by these Islamic jihadists. And the people of our Indian society also screaming The intolerance is growing when the BJP in government. Why? Because they do not know how the Islam and the Quran is against the Hindus and the Muslims all over the world. The Mulayam Singh Yadav, the chief villain of the Hindu society, and his son Akhilesh Yadav and Mayawati, Chandrasekhar Ravan, and other these political portfolio having the ideology of the brotherhood with Hindu Muslim, but they didn't read our Quran. No, they didn't. They don't read our Quran. They didn't read the verses of Quran which is against the humanity, and this is why they are screaming the intolerance. BJP is doing the religion politics. No, by birth a Muslim is not a secular, because in Islam there is no respect of secularism and there is no concept of secularism as it is in communism also. And the Congress party now is screaming BJP is going to the religious doctrine, religious favorism to the Hindu society as they think. Means this war not against the BJP or Modi ji. This war against the Hinduism, which was propagated by the Rahul Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Salman Khurshid, and so many very long list in India. So-called liberals, they are not liberals; they are cunning people. The Congress also, they are doing the same politics, the caste politics. RLD is doing the caste politics. Muslim or Jat. Jat is also Hindu and he is a kafir. He is also wazab qatl by the Muslim side. So how it can be brotherhood of Jat and Muslim equation in the politics? And this is my Muslim or Yadav equation in the politics. What whimsical these peoples. The one who ate the fodder of the buffaloes, Mr. Lallu Prasad Yadav, the foolish Yadav, and his both son, idiotic son. They are doing the politics of caste and saying that the BJP is doing the politics of religion. No, not ever. This is the only country, India is the only country where the majority Hindus are asking their rights. And their rights had been perished by these so secular politicians. The Congress is the fostering mother of these communalism. And this is why now, because the Hindu awakened and he knew that the Congress and the so-called secular party all are against their majority. And this is why in many places you see the data of any assembly in the press or in the television or in the electronic media, you see they count the number of the Muslim as a whole. Means there are 90,000 Muslims in this constituency and 20,000 Zat, 30,000 Sahir, and so many caste of Hindus divided by the distribution. In political analysis also, and the Yogendra Yadav also, why you are collecting the Muslim data as a whole? Why you are not collecting data of Hindu as a whole? Because these pressmen are purchased by these so-called stupid secular parties which are trying to hard to topple the government of Modi. And these people, these secular people are not against the Modi, but they are against the Sanatan Vedic DHARAM. A Hindu cannot be a intolerance, because in the Sanatan Vedic DHARAM, a well-known proverb, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, means the whole world is our family. Savarte Bhavantu Sukamaya, Savarte Bhavantu Nyara, and the whole family may be healthy, wealthy, and happy. This theology of the Sanatan Vedic Dharam recognized that there is nothing else against the humanity in this world by the Sanatan Vedic Dharam. Though there may be some incident individually by the Hindus, which is the resentment of the Hindu society, which was perished by the Congress and the so-called secular parties. Mulayam Singh Yadav told, said that the boys are very innocent, and if rape has committed by any boy, this is not so. Do not. This is not so situation of worriness, because these are the boys. They can do mistakes. This is mistake to rape the girl. Would Mulayam Singh agree to rape with their kith and kin? No, not all. Then why the double standard? Are the public fool? Mulayam Singh is the only politician who is befooling the Yadav community, and same is doing the Jain Chaudhary of RLD, who are on the greasing of the Jats. Are Jat, this so brave community, is the slave of the Rakesh Tikat? No, not ever. Every every self-respective Jat cannot bear the people just like the Rakesh Tikat, the Naresh Tikat, and the RLD chief Jayant Chaudhary. When in Muzaffarnagar riots, so many Jats were killed by the Muslims. Nobody could scream. Even UN was silent. The why these Hindus were killing by the Muslims, and the government of the Samajwadi Party, the chief minister was the Akhilesh Yadav. Akhilesh Yadav lodged so many file suit against the Hindu Jats by the advice of Azam Khan, who is now in jail due to the illegal occupation of land of the Muslims, only Muslims. The Johor University land abducted from the Muslim by the Azam Khan. So these goons of Samajwadi Party, whether it is Mukhtar Ansari, Afzal Ansari, and so on, Sahabuddin, which was the goon of the Lalu Prasad Yadav, what they think? The people are fool. They want to demoralize the moral of the public of the India, and want to disturb the Sanatan Vedic Dharam and perish the Sanatan Vedic Dharam to divide the casteism. And they are saying intolerance is growing on in India. No. Actual in this government, Hindu people are safe. Otherwise, Asuddin Owaisi can say, and his brother can say, to let off the police from the tenements and we will kill all the Hindus. And these stupid fellows do not know that they are the descendant of the converted Hindus. The coward fellow do not know that they have converted into Islam by their forefathers. They were very coward, and they are threatening those people who are still Hindus. So, if Hindu can bear the atrocity of the Muslims in India, he is tolerant. If he can do resentment and he can reply that he is intolerant. Why? Because now the Quran and the Islam has been exposed by so many people. The theology of Islam is only dominate the world through the Muslims and through the Islam. But now it is not be carried out because the people are awakening. They are reading the Quran and Hadith. And the Quran and Hadith and Islam, there is no hesitation to say that this is the danger of the society. This is the death warrant of the society. Many Quran verses also described it, and describing also, because Quran is ever a book, cannot be changed. This is why these verses are also applicable in this era. So some Maulanas are saying that no, that time at Muhammad time there was the situation where to worse and going against the Muslims. So these verses came down from the Jibril to the Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam Sahib Muhammad Rasulullah. This is only cheating. You cannot change the Quran, even a single verse or comma or phrase. So these all verses which are against the humanity are applicable on the non-Muslims. And the Islam, halala is a punishment, severe punishment to Muslim women if a person divorced her triple time. In the same way, the halala must be, because triple